Alrighty, so today we are going to be looking at the new Blue Zone or Supreme Magnificent Battle stages. These came out about 55 minutes ago, so I don't really know anything about the stages. Usually what I do for these, like for the first playthrough, is I go in blind, but I think what I'll do, just for the sake of being informative on these, I know you guys are kind of here for like guides and stuff like that, I will talk about the boss and what they specifically can do as we are doing the fight. So, we're going to be doing the first stage here against Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. This is going to be the Family Kamehameha stage, and as always, because this is the first run, we are just using the don't mess around type of team, the keep it simple, stupid, you know, type of team here running the superheroes team. So, let's see, what do we got? Let me, I'm just getting up from a nap. I don't know if I sound tired or not, but we're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to get the grind in. So, let's go ahead and grab these to start. Let's go after you. And then we will continue to target Trunks with this. So, let's pull up the old Challenge Meister. All right, what do you got for me, Videl? All right, nothing. A whole lot of nothing. This is also phase 1, though, so I'm not expecting a ton. All right, here we go. So, stage 6 versus Gohan here. We have, let's see. So, all three of these guys can hit for 1 million, and their attack stats are in the around the 400,000 range. So, this should be pretty simple, especially like post-super for a lot of these characters. But this is going to be a 3-phase fight. Well, this is going to be a 4-phase fight, excuse me, I believe. Yeah, so... Okay. I'm looking at it, and, alright, yeah, we'll break it down individually by each phase as we go. But, yeah, so, like, these enemies could be a little bit tanky. This does feel like a little bit of a longer event, because all three of these enemies here, Videl has 50 million HP, Trunks has 70 million HP, and then Goten has 60 million HP. So, it's not going to be like a super difficult first phase here, but it could take a little bit, because you can see that we are using characters that should potentially be doing a lot of damage, and they aren't doing like the most in the world. So this is where like crits and stuff like that come in, and if you are using a character like Tech Broly, this is somewhere where he really could shine when you have like AoEs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, on the global or the Zero to Hero, we're just playing it on global for the sake of playing it on here. These are going to be a little bit different, right? Or we're not going to be able to run like the full movie bosses team because we don't have Tech Broly, and then on the JP we don't have the Int Broly. So it's just like a perfect storm of missing something, right? Excuse me. So, how do I want to do this? Let's focus this turn heavily on Goten for this one. Yeah, and then we will use this right here, and then we will pan it over to Videl for this specific for this specific turn, right? I am a little bit concerned for Gogeta there on the end. Not that super, like that's the one I'm not worried about, but these supers only being 1 million, we should be okay. There is they have, okay, so what they do have, this, all right, okay, so there is a gimmick here. I didn't notice this on the side. Goten has attack plus 30 when a character whose name includes Trunks is present, and then Trunks reduces damage received when a character whose name includes Goten Kid is present. So, I don't know why I said kid, but you guys get the idea. It's in parentheses. So, I don't know if that stands for the boss, or if that stands for, like, who you're using, right? Yeah, so Goten's day is done. That's the verdict here. So, that's going to be really good because he has type advantage over Gogeta. But, yeah. He has damage reduction when there's a Goten around, and then Trunks is going to, or he's going to have attack when Trunks is around, and then Trunks is going to have damage reduction when Goten is around. So I'm assuming that's when the, when that is, again, like, they have that, like, together, right? Does that make sense? Like, it's not who you're using, it's who they have on the other side. So now that Goten is gone, going into the next turn, he's not going to have that damage reduction because there's no longer a Goten present. So Tech UI should be able to put in some decent work on that phase, but we shall see. Now, again, I think this is going to be a bit of a longer video, just because of the the way that this stage is set up, right? Like it's 3 enemies we got to deal with here, and we just got to get some good damage in. But not going to use the taunt here, obviously. Let's focus on getting Trunks down with these two. Don't need to use Ki for them. We don't need to use orbs for you. And then for Evoken, we will go after our girl Videl. Yeah, grab 2 rainbow orbs. Perfect. Okay, so this should work out fine. Beast Gohan's going to be fine here. We're going to have the crit and stuff like that. Should be good to go. 13 million, not his highest attack stat, but it will work out just fine. So hopefully we can get through this phase here. This one is taking a bit, as you guys can see. He is a bit tanky, this Trunks, but they're not hitting very hard, right? Like in the big 224, 2024, bosses hitting for 1 million is nothing, right? Like if you're running like a team that isn't this team, and you potentially have like a character that doesn't have guard right away or doesn't have damage reduction, a 1 million super can potentially pierce through a little bit, but not often, right? Like we are really in an era where 1 million defense is pretty easy to have access to, and I mean, humbly, right? Like it's just not what it used to be. So there we go. Trunks really survived. UI, come on, man. We needed like one more. Okay, hopefully Evoken can finish up here. I don't know when we're gonna be able to use the taunt. that's what I'm learning here, because I just don't know. I'm looking at the stats of these bosses right now. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I am dumb. Okay, so yeah, all right. We'll talk about each phase individually when we get there. It's kind of hard to talk through these specific stages, just because it's like, all right, come on. We get the idea. This is like always going to be like the Beast Gohan stunting on the haters type of ordeal here. We're not going to be able to get the 24 Ki with UI Goku. Just no way with the orbs. Maybe if I would have grabbed something else, it would have happened, but not a huge deal. Honestly, Beast Gohan might just clean up right here, so we don't really have to worry too much. Yeah, go ahead, Videl. Videl's trying. She keeps tossing supers out, and they're just they're not working. You got to switch up the game plan here, Videl. Your game plan ain't working. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So she has the attack up icon. I don't see anything on Dokkan info that indicates that she's getting attack increases. Maybe she does get it on super, but again, it doesn't say so on Dokkan info, so I don't really see that exact input. But there you go. So that's the first phase. Nothing too crazy, but usually with these fights, the first phase is most of the time it tends to be the easiest, but also turn 1, like I mentioned this in my tier list yesterday, turn 1 is also the most important. So the domain, do we want to hold on to that? Yeah, we'll hold on to that. We don't need to use it right this second. We will use this though. We'll transform into Gogeta Blue because a dodge or die is always nice. We'll grab these with you. We will grab these with you because we don't need any Ki, and then we will grab. Can't get any rainbow orbs. Okay, yeah, we'll grab these with you. Perfect. So we want him to super right away. Awesome. So this is going to do 1.6, and then each turn, this super does raise his defense by 50%. So this is going to put his defense up to 750,000, and he is going to be getting defense plus 7% per each turn, passing up to 100%. So keep that in mind. The next turn that we have, he's going to get an additional 7% defense, then it's just going to be so on and so forth, right? This is why having 2 Beast Gohans around is going to be so important, because we're going to be able to kind of work our way through that, correct? Like you understand the gist here. As Beast Gohan is just going absolutely sicko mode here. We're gonna take out like a good a third. We're gonna do a decent amount of Gohan's HP here. That's Beast Gohan himself almost did half, right? So 7.8 there from our boy UI Goku. Nowhere near as high as we want him to be, but again, we still have 2 phases left, so I don't want to burn his thing yet, right? Like his domain, it's just. Well, maybe when we get him linked up with Evolution Blue Vegeta or something like that, it's just too early to use that. Maybe the play would have been to float him off here and then potentially put him like with a UI Goku or something like that. We'll see how the next turn plays out, and we can kind of make up our mind from there, right? Yeah, so this is good damage here. His defense is going to go up, but the issue for him is that we just have so many ways to do crits that it might just be too much for him. That's the problem, right? Yeah, 3.1. Cool, cool, cool. Yep, so now he's going to be getting a defensive raise like I talked about. Now, here is one thing to keep in mind. Again, we don't need to use any of the defensive tools that we have at our disposal yet. It's just too early. We're going to grab these 3 rainbow orbs, and what Evoken is going to be doing on the side there is he is actually going to be, you know, getting the, he's going to be lowering defense, because they lower defense on their supers. We can't lower this Gohan's attack, but we can lower his defense, which is going to be pretty nice considering what Evoken is doing, right? We're going to do, hopefully, 2 to 3 supers, and all of them are going to be lowering his defense. So that's going to help us get through with the crits and stuff like that. Beast Gohan, very good showing from him right here. But when is it not a good showing for Beast Gohan, right? UI Goku, 18 million. We're going to be getting a guaranteed crit here. This isn't going to be an issue. Hopefully we do a triple super, triple crit. If we do a triple super, it's a guaranteed triple crit because we have 24 keys. So 2 is obviously fine, but we would like that 3rd because that's going to lighten the load on Evoken, and they're not going to have to do as much work. Perfect. Okay, so now there's a good chance that Evoken just doesn't take like a fluke super, right? And that's going to help us get through this one. So this phase only took 2 turns, and now we are going to be moving into the next phase. This one is going to be against the Family Kamehameha, Gohan and Goten, the LR Go Bros, and their super is specifically going to be hitting for 1.68 million, and they will be lowering our defense by 40% when they hit that. Now, here's one thing that they do have. You cannot debuff them, and they are also going to be lowering our ki by 2. So it can be a little bit frustrating, but nothing to a point where like we're actually in trouble, right? Now, here's what I'm going to do, right? We're going to use the domain now because this is going to help buff UI Goku over on the next turn. And they do have an attack and defense raise, so do keep that in mind. I think that Beast Gohan, I'm not worried about Beast Gohan, right? Like that should be fairly obvious. So we're just going to keep him where he is, and then we are going to put... I'm putting UI Goku in slot 2 because he's going to have his attack raised and those counters are going to be hitting even harder. And then this is going to help give Evolution Blue Vegeta a lot more of a buff here. So this super is hitting for 1.6. I don't believe Beast Gohan is in trouble right here, but their attack is technically raised. So yes, it did do a little bit more than it potentially would have right there. So 18 million for Beast Gohan, obviously pretty good. Yeah, and then we are just going to kind of tear through his HP right here. Like, Evolution Blue Vegeta could potentially do, like, an otherworldly amount of damage, and then the same thing is going to happen next turn when we have the taunt and stuff like that. Because now we have the tools at our disposal to be able to start throwing them at this last phase and getting the easy no-item run here, right? Because like, the HP, these guys never have, like, the craziest HP, right? Excuse me, my voice is cracking. I must be nervous. But... yeah, so UI Goku right here, 13 million. That's not really the biggest deal in the world. These counters are what we're here for, though, right? We are going to have decent damage on those just because, like, that's what this UI Goku is built around, right? Getting as many crits in, or not crits, but getting those big counters in. I actually need to get some better skill orbs for this character because if you guys don't know, the super attack buff specific node is something that's really helpful for this UI Goku because it causes his counters to do more damage. And that is like something that makes this domain really good, right? Because right now I have this character, I'm pretty sure like fully like attack additional focused. And we could potentially have like a little bit more damage on these counters, which would be very nice. But you can see here, UI Goku just doing his thing. We did a really good number there on his health. And then Evolution Blue Vegeta hitting for 23 million. If we do a triple super, triple crit right here, it could potentially just be the end of the day here for Gohan and Goten. He did not, but... we'll take that. So next turn, Beast Gohan. You know, you could Super Beast Gohan. That's fine. But it's not going to pierce through all the way, right? That's one thing that we've learned from this. So now, here's what I want to do. We're going to put... how do I want to do this? I'm just trying to think. We'll do this, right? We'll just continue to grind it out the way we're grinding it out. I don't foresee us running into any issues here because Beast Gohan is going to do a ton of damage, but the issue is he's not taking a hit beforehand, and that is going to hurt his crit chance, and that's obviously not ideal. So, here we go. Yeah, like, not doing the crits there is not good, but they're built up enough to this point where it's like a super here is not taking them out, right? We're fine. Yep. Keep building them up. Keep giving me attack. Thank you. All right. Now UI Goku, with this critting, we're fine. But so now with this next phase, this is going to be against Ultimate or Super Saiyan Gohan, the Family Kamehameha version. We are in a race against the clock. And what do I mean by that? It's pretty simple, right? We're going to use our taunt. We are in a race against the clock because this character is going to be getting his attack plus 50% on the 4th turn from the character's entry turn. So we need to make sure that we take care of this bad boy within those 4 turns so he does not get that attack buff. That's going to make our lives much, much easier, and a Beast Gohan Dokkan attack is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. This causes colossal damage, no stuns, no debuffs. This could potentially do a little bit of damage to Beast Gohan, but I think we should be okay. Again, the last one did like 187,000, so let's see. What does this do? Double digits, yeah. Beast Gohan, where's like the Giga Chad like soundtrack right now, right? A 23 million Dokkan attack. That is going to be a good start here for this specific fight. We should be good to go now. 23 million, I'm not too worried about that, especially with the taunt now. Like, you can throw your best at me. It's not going to matter. Hopefully this does a lot of damage, though, because like I said, we are in a race against the clock. we gotta, you know, this is like, what's like a good example for like a Dragon Ball fight, right? Who's like, it's like fighting Broly in a way, like Super Broly, right? If they would have known, like if Goku and Vegeta would have known how hard Broly would like adapt and become like stronger as the fight goes on, they probably would have taken him out right away, right? But with this one, because I knew that, I'm like, listen, we're going to toss everything we got at this bad boy. We're going to throw our taunts. We're going to throw our active skills. There's nothing that we are not going to be using, right? We got the domain going. This should be a 2 to 3 turn endeavor here for us. I was going to hit a Bleach reference on y'all, but I don't know how many of you guys have seen Bleach, so I'm going to keep him to myself. So, 17 million right there from Evoken. Again, we are really relying on these guys getting their crits in. It's just going to make life much easier for us. Yeah, and we can lower his attack. Oh, yeah, so Gohan is kind of, yeah, he might be a little soft if we can debuff him. Attack lowering, like, that's a really cheesable effect. Especially when we're doing this much damage. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So again, a Beast Gohan masterclass, if you will. Now we have a lot of tools at our disposal. So I'm going to put you in the middle here just to make sure to maximize the damage output. We're going to do the same thing with UI Goku. Maximize his damage, 11 million. And then we are going to do the taunt with Beast, and we are good to go. So, assuming that our boy UI Goku does finish this off for us, we should be good, and that should be the Family Kamehameha version of the new Supreme Magnificent Battle Stage 6. Was this like a challenge that took me to the brink? I would say no, but I'm also using a very good team. So I'm not going to, you know, downplay the event, call it like super easy, super dumb, super mid. But again, we are looking for the fight that does challenge this team a little bit, and I don't believe that this event is going to be the one to do it. But with that being said, this was fun. I always do enjoy these type of fights. The attack plus 50% has not procced yet because we raced to the finish line. Like I said, with that information, I knew that's like, okay, now it's time to start spamming the active skills. Now it's time to start doing all that. Yeah, you can try something. It's not going to work, and UI Goku should take us home. So let me know down below what you guys thought of this stage. Too hard, too easy. How did you guys do? This really, like, I know it's 5 o'clock, like this came out an hour ago, but this is my first try. Like I said, took a nap, woke up a little late, but there we have it. So if you did enjoy today's video, the commentary to get you through the fun little run here, let me know down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any of the Dokkan content we post around here. I'm going to go get into the next stage, which is going to be against Trunks and Goten. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.